go ahead and get into this problem. And of course, the first step when you're doing a problem like this is to really read it more than one time, right? So here we have if x is equal to 3g plus 12 and y is equal to g plus 4, what is y over x? So what we're going to have to do is substitute in for y and x these expressions, these variable expressions that we have. So we're told for y is equal to g plus 4, and we're told that x is equal to 3g plus 12. So we're going to have to substitute in for y and x these expressions here and then simplify. But when we do this, there is a key part of this problem that is not so obvious. Anytime you have variable expressions, things like that involve addition or subtraction, a lot of times these expressions are written without parentheses. In other words, here I have 3g plus 12. Get in a good habit of putting grouping symbols or parentheses around these things if the problem that you're dealing with does not have them. Now, I purposely left them out just to kind of challenge you to see if you knew to put them in. It's not an absolute requirement, but it's going to come in really handy when you take the next step here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next step. So here we have y over x. Now notice here that I'm writing this as y divided by x, right? So this symbol here you can interpret as y divided by x. It means the same thing. And stylistically, this fraction bar, okay, is on an angle, but it's the same thing as y with this horizontal fraction bar like this, y over x. I want to suggest to you, for those of you that are studying algebra, use this notation kind of get away from your angled fractions. So if you're used to writing fractions like 3/4 like this, that's okay, but in algebra, there's nothing wrong doing this. Try to use this notation, a nice horizontal fraction bar, because it's going to make your job in terms of simplification and dealing with these expressions like this a lot easier. So here, y over x is what? Well, again, we're going to have to substitute in for y g plus 4, so that's what we'll do right there. And for x is equal to 3g plus 12, so we'll substitute in for x that 3g plus 12. Now, if you had this as your answer, like, hey, I got the answer right, well, this is not correct. Well, you're on the right track, but this is not fully simplified. So this problem is designed, if you will, to see if you know how to substitute, and even more importantly, if you know how to simplify. So let's go ahead and get into that right now. Okay, so here is our y over x expression. So that's equal to g plus 4 over 3g plus 12. So how do you simplify? Well, what you want to do is think about factoring. Okay, matter of fact, let me just use a nice simple example. If I have 10 over 30, now of course I know, I'm like, oh, I can simplify that to 1/3. But what's really going on here? Well, 10 over 30, what you're doing is thinking of factors. So factors of 10 is 1 times 10, right? And then factors of 30, you're thinking of other factors, basically common factors. So here I have a 10 up here in the numerator. So 30 I can think of as what? Well, I can think of that as 3 times 10. Now here I have common factors, right? 10 and 10 are common factors. So I could just cross cancel these and I'm left with 1/3. This is how you simplify or reduce a fraction, and this process of factoring is the same in algebra. So you need to know how to factor. So let's take a look at the numerator. Can we factor the numerator? No, we cannot. It is as simple as it can be, g plus 4. But down here in the denominator, I have 3g plus 12. You can factor out the, what here? Well, we have a greatest common factor of 3. Okay, so I can factor out a 3, so that'll look like 3 times g plus 4. And again, this is why the parentheses come into play, because here, if I said factor 3g plus 12, most students should be like, oh, okay, I can factor out my 3 like so. But again, put in those grouping symbols, those parentheses, it just kind of seems to help you kind of, most students out that, hey, yeah, this is a group. You can factor out a GCF. Okay, so here we have g plus 4 over 3 over g plus 4. Let's go ahead and take the next step to simplify this problem. Okay, so up here we had a g plus 4, but notice I have a 1 right there. 1 is always a factor of anything, so I'm writing a 1 right here because it's not obvious. Here's the GCF 3 times g plus 4. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to cross cancel our like factors, all right? So g plus 4 and g plus 4 we can cross cancel, but if, you know, a lot of students will get confused. They're like, hey, there's nothing right here. There's a 0. There's no numbers there. What do I write? Well, there's always 1, okay? There's always a 1, so you never cross cancel those 1s away. So right here, I'm left with 1 over 3. So this reduces down or simplifies to 1/3. So, you know, your attitude should be this. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not understand something. What's not okay is if you don't do anything about it. So if you truly want to be successful in mathematics, you know, work on your weaknesses. Okay, that's kind of the name of the game, and we all have them. So there's no shame in not knowing something. Okay, all right. So with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.